Hello and welcome everybody to week 8 of the Plat Cap GRLCS. I'm back here with Vid. I'm Gundo, and we're ready to get you on with these games of the day. For this first one up, we got the Mingos versus Pigs Might Fly over there on the red side. It should be quite a game. 5-0 for both of these teams. It's going to be the one that determines which one places higher in the seeding so far. And Vid, it should be a couple of bangers.
Yeah, I'm calling this one the Battle of the Titans, honestly. Both of them at 5-0, as you said, undefeated. They're fighting for this top spot here coming into the final 2 weeks of Platinum Capped. And this, of course, being the Ascended Conference, we've got these two undefeated teams. These two have consistently showed their mettle. They've showed that they are better than every other team. They just haven't played each other yet. And a little bit of action.
Yeah, some Rally action here. Water Bear trying to get aggressive there. The Dark Binding comes out from Rally, but it's not going to mean anything just yet. But again, Vid, this is going to be quite an important game. As you're saying, Battle of the Titans, Battle of the top of the table. And over there on the blue side, again, we got the Mingos in that top lane. We got Nathaniel Lanier playing the Cho'Gath, Adam Suki in the jungle playing Hecarim over there, Rally in the mid lane playing Morgana, and Chandler Clark and Gabe Kotachi down in the bot lane playing Ashe and Nautilus.
Meanwhile, on the red side, we got Pigs Might Fly. Top Knight Slushy playing that Shen up in the top lane. Water Bear in the jungle on the Skarner. Saigo Getsuga on the Victor in the mid lane. And in the bot lane, Robot Droid and Dulos with the double Yordle Tristana Lulu.
Yeah, that double Yordle combo is kind of strong there. If you can get to a point where both of those champions scale up into the late game, those guys will be almost unstoppable. So it's going to be up to Robot Droid and Dulus to try and protect them till the end of the game. But for now, it's just standard lanes across the way. Nothing too shenanigan-y happening so far. But just standard starts for both of these junglers. And you can see it's a split map there. Hecarim starting for that bot side, while Skarner over there, Water Bear in that top lane, is going to do a full clear on his Krugs down. So we'll see which jungler ends up getting ahead in that matchup. I believe Hecarim does have a little bit of a faster clear in that specific matchup.
Yeah, they haven't quite split the map yet, but if Water Bear decides to go for it, meanwhile, Robot Droid jumping in.
Yeah, getting real aggressive. The hook comes out from Gabe Kasashi, but it's not going to be the most just yet. It does take a little bit of damage back, so that trade not going completely in favor of Pigs May Fly. But for now, it's looking like a early level 2, getting them a small advantage down there, forcing out the heal, or excuse me, forcing out the potion there from the Ashe. So gonna feel pretty good about that one, but for now, Robo Droid has taken quite a bit of damage, so he's gonna have to be careful here.
Yeah, that was a little bit aggressive. He is definitely feeling it, and he can't step up on this Nautilus anymore, especially now that Nautilus has 2. He's got that Q, Auto, E, or possibly Shield, but all of that just goes into more damage. Robot Droid could just die. He did take the cleanse. I do like that with things like Morgana Binding, Ashe Ult, Nautilus, his entire kit. But, you know, you can only use that once in so many minutes. Meanwhile, we were talking about that split jungle. I was interested to see if Water Bear was going to go across and just kind of play that top side, take the blue buff from Adam Suki, but I'm glad he didn't, because that ward placed there early by the Mingos would have spotted him out. It would have been an easy kill for this Hecarim, because Skarner, while he is a very fast clearer, you know, maybe not as much as Udyr and Hecarim right now, but he's still fairly fast clearer. He just cannot hold up in the 1v1 against these super strong champions. So we also have seen that Adam Suki pulled ahead a little bit. He's actually moving toward the top side. He may take Krugs. He may just go for something on Top Knight Slushy. Water Bear is finishing his 7th camp here.
Yeah, finishing it up here in the top lane though, just some standard action here. The meatballs just slapping each other around in their spaghetti sauce. But for now, as you're talking about that jungle matchup, Vid, I just want to point out that the gank opportunities that these two champions provide, right? Water Bear, you really had to wait till you're at level 6 until you can really get a solid gank off. Yes, of course, you can walk into the lane, speed through there with the phase rush and things like that, flash on somebody, but it is quite a bit harder. As for the Hecarim, though, you have very easy opportunities to gank with that devastating charge to pull somebody back into the waiting arms of Nathaniel Lanier or Rally, and you can just set up a gank very easily. Just over here, overall, the composition of the Mingos just has a little bit more ease of execution with their CC. So I'd like to see them, opt in for some of those early ganks here with the Hecarim. But for now, all their lanes are pushing, so that gank opportunity might be a little bit harder to find.
Yep, you said it. The fact that Nathaniel Lanier has Top Knight Slushy pushed so far in, this is really the winning lane here at the moment. Well, I mean, they've got two winning lanes, honestly. Chandler Clark and Gabe Kochki, they haven't had it push in so much. They've really kept it at middle, actually a little bit toward themselves, really punishing Tristana for the fact that her kit just pushes the wave naturally. They've been doing very well here. You see that they got an early back, an early pickaxe here for Chandler Clark, and a 15 CS lead even as they walk back into lane. So interested to see what they do, how much more aggressive they can get with this Nautilus. Lulu, she's got a lot of peel for her ADC, but for herself it's a lot harder. So if they can get on top of Lulu, Tristana can jump away, but you can't really help out your support that much. Meanwhile, in that top lane, we were talking about Nathaniel Lanier kept it pushed in. He was using his Vorpal spikes quite liberally, and he has actually taken a good back, got those Merc treads, and now teleported back into lane. You're not really giving up teleport priority since Top Knight Slushy already has that Stand United. There's not too much that you're losing here that you haven't already lost.
Yeah, not losing the most in these matchups so far, but again, going back to that Stand United point you were talking about, it's just so easy to influence the map on this Shen. If your bot lane starts getting dove with that Hecarim, with the Nautilus, you can just go in there and save one of your teammates down there. So it's going to be very important for Nathaniel Lanier to just keep an eye on Top Knight Slushy and not even let him get really out of this lane, because if you're the Shen and you're losing like this and you can get stopped by the Cho'Gath, it's going to be very, very hard to really impact the game on the Shen pick. Of course, at the later stages you can split push against some of these other champions, but when you're getting pushed in this hard and getting under leveled here and losing CS like this, of course, Top Knight Slushy doing a pretty good job at keeping that CS lead pretty even, but when things like that happen and you get your back stop like that, not able to get those resets off, not able to get some items in your back pocket, can be a little bit harder to influence your lane, catch up in CS, and just push against this Cho'Gath, because there's just so much sustain built into this champion by himself, and we're seeing this play already on the top side. The 3-man dive onto the Shen, it looks like it might just work. The Feast comes out and they find that kill onto Top Knight Slushy. So pretty good gank out of the 3-man squad of the Mingos here, but they might be trying to turn it around here. The mid laner here, the Victor might be going down. Rally barely staying alive at the end of the day, as well as Psycho Getsuga, but just barely getting away. Both those mid laners staying alive with less than 10% HP there.
Top Knight Slushy, he definitely tried something there. He was trying to keep Rally caught under turret with that taunt. Luckily for Rally, he did manage to get that flash out. So he manages to keep himself alive. He has that black shield for a little bit of extra protection, and Top Knight Slushy does go down. Really well executed dive by the Mingos. They just had they had a lot of damage. They had a lot of CC. They hit the Q on Top Knight Slushy, and it was just kind of all over for him after that. Then Saigo Getsuga coming up, and he really just walked into a 1v3 and said, I do not care. I'm walking into a 1v3 because I think I can kill the enemy mid laner, and he barely gets out with less than a sliver of health. Both mid laners, in fact, as you pointed out, get out with less than a sliver of health. At the end of the day, however, Saigo Getsuga gets nothing. He doesn't push any waves. He doesn't get a turret play, and Rally walks away with an assist for first blood, so 100 gold in his favor, kind of evening up that slight gold lead that the Victor has built so far.
Yeah, that slight CS difference isn't going to mean a crazy amount, but at the end of the day, that tier stacking is going to be pretty good on the Victor, so that extra little bit of gold might propel him towards that Archangel very early, get him just in a good spot there on the Victor. You do want to have that item to just start dealing massive amounts of damage on that Victor pick. But again, the Morgana here, we're seeing it in the mid lane. One of these flex picks around that you can just opt into the support role. They end up going for the mid lane here on Rally. So we'll see what you can do on that pick at the later stages of the game. It is just a very standard pick, very easy, good at getting picks and things like that. And when you have two champions that have just super long, super painful CC to deal with in the Nautilus and the Morgana here, it can be easy to get picks around the mid game and around some of these objectives. So we'll see if the Mingos end up going for something like that. But it looks like Pigs May Fly have been getting the better of these objective trades so far. You can already see them on this Rift Herald. But hold that, because Adam Suki might be trying to get aggressive here onto Robot Droid. Robot Droid already at half HP. The Enchanted Crystal Arrow coming out, but here is the TP from Shen that's trying to keep him alive. Stand United, there's a hook flash. Now he's going in. Chandler Clark already picks the first one on Robot Droid. Top 9 Slushing getting real low though, getting peeled down by 4 members of the enemy team. Pigs Might Fly have not taken the best of this trade. Mingo's trying to get some more action down. Water Bear getting real low though here. Now Psycho Ketsuga picks up another one on for his team, but that's only one back. A double kill now for the Hecarim. And now the side of Mingos are feeling real good after that play. They get the mid push. They get those 3 kills. And now they can use this pressure here to push down this mid tier 1. It looks like the rest of the team of Pigs Might Fly are just going to be able to defend it here, as Gabe Kuksachi is the only member pushing that mid lane out.
Yeah, that was certainly a fight. I mean, Robot Droid was just in a really bad position. He got picked by Adam Suki. Luckily, he had the Stand United to assist him, but then they thought that they could turn it, and that's really where it all went wrong, totally. Adam Suki is just too fast. They couldn't really lock him down. They couldn't kill him. Then Rally came in. You got that 4-man collapse on top of the 2. Robot Droid and Top Knight Slushy die pretty quickly. And then for some reason, Pigs Might Fly decided to keep going. They decided to try and force a 3v5. And they did end up getting Rally. Saigo Getsuga moved forward and managed to pull it off. Unfortunately, of course, he also died. So at the end of the day, you trade 3 for 1, and it's not too good of a trade here. The Rift Herald does get dropped in the mid lane, so a couple of turret plates into this Victor's pocket, which we do like to see for such a late game hyper carry. Not hyper carry, but a late game control carry. And you were talking about how Pigs Might Fly, they do definitely have the better end of the objectives here. They've gotten first Rift Herald, they got first Dragon, they're going to get second Dragon uncontested. Props to Water Bear, he's always been a standout performer in Platinum Capped, just consistently having objective control. When ganking meta is in effect, he really does have a ton of gank potential and can generally carry games on his own. Skarner, not nearly as good as Hecarim at these ganks, so he's relegated himself to objective control, and it's working so far. It's just that the rest of his team isn't doing so hot. They're getting out-laned, they're getting out-traded, and now we see a 35 CS lead for Chandler Clark in the bot lane.
Yeah, we see that big CS gap already opening up down there, not to mention those plates already taking off that bot lane turret. Something we didn't really point out, Vid, when that TP did come through from Top 9 Slushy was the fact that Nathaniel Lanier was just wailing on that top lane turret, getting some more plates in his pocket. So that's where we're seeing most of this gold lead come from. It's 3K, and now Rally getting aggressive on Psycho Ketsuga. He's trying to look for some more. The cleanse comes out from Psycho Ketsuga, trying to do some more damage. And now he's going to be able to pick that kill back up onto Rally. Adam Suki is here trying to find the kill. He does find it, so it's going to be a 1-for-1 at the end of the day. But props to Saigo Ketsuga for, turning that one around and finding kill back for himself in that pretty much 1v3.
Yeah, Rally got a very good binding and decided to commit for it, and I'm not sure if Saigo Getsuga, or I'm not sure if Rally really understood what he was getting into. Saigo Getsuga finished his mythic, he's super strong already, and Rally ends up getting killed. Of course, Hecarim being so fast means he's pretty much omnipresent on the map. As long as he's like in either river, you can go help your mid laner. So Rally doesn't actually blow flash. He burns teleport to come back, but Saigo Getsuga used both of his summoner spells. This, it's a 1-for-1 trade across the board, but we're really looking now at mid lane where Saigo Getsuga can't get out anymore.
Yeah, can't really leave that mid lane at all. Morgana just does a great job at, keeping other mid laners in that lane. Even though she might not be the strongest, most aggressive pick, she does a great job at clearing waves with that pool, and it just does a lot for them. And we're seeing again on this bot lane, they get another turret plate, so Chandler Clark is the richest man right now, besides Adam Suki, who has those 3 kills. But hold that thought, because taunted up is Nathaniel Lanier, has to flash away, gets suppressed, gets pulled back in by the Scorpion. Top 9 Slushy already takes down that giant dinosaur monster, and Nathaniel Lanier got kind of caught sleeping on the Cho'Gath.
Yeah, he was really on the wrong side of the pit there. He ended up in that red side jungle, and when your team doesn't have that many deep wards, it's not so, it's kind of bad news bears for you against a Skarner Victor. Something that we didn't talk about as well, the Skarner Victor synergy with that Gravity Well and the Impale. It gets really disgusting when you use it in a team.
Crystal Arrow, the hook comes out as well. They're trying to find this kill on the bot lane, but on the side of Pigs Might Fly, but Chandler Clark flashing in, doesn't have enough damage to take him out. He does now. He's at a little bit of HP left, but Robot Droid already picks one back onto him. Robot Droid trying to look for some some more. Top 9 Slushy has used the Stand United to get in here, helping out his team. He won't have the top just yet, but the TP is coming in. Now the hook comes out and hooks back Top 9 Slushy. The TP is here. Nathaniel Lanier wants this action, wants to smoke, wants to fight. Just went out, but he's in a 1v3 right now. But here comes the horsey. Adamsuki now uses the Onslaught of Shadows to pull back Top 9 Slushy. That's already one kill going down onto the Tristana. Psycho Katsuga picks up another one. Adamsuki looking for more. He is able to find it, finds another double kill. This man is on fire right now. 5-0 and 3 on this Hecarim, and the Mingos just completely turned that play around on the bot side.
Yeah, they engage it in the bot lane. The Ash Arrow, I have to question what the bot lane of Pigs Might Fly was doing right there. It did not seem like they were respecting the power of the Ash Nautilus, and we see where that gets them. Dulos immediately gets ulted. Robot Droid actually blew his cleanse, thinking that arrow was intended for him. It wasn't. It went on the support, like we were saying. And Dulos has to flash heal his way out of there, ult himself, leave all of his survival tools to himself and off of his ADC. Still ends up dying because Chandler Clark flashes forward. Luckily, Top Knight Slushy did have the Stand United in. They're able to turn that around, trade 1-for-1. And then the entire Goon Squad comes in. Nathaniel Lanier teleports in, and Robot Droid, again, the bot lane does not respect the power of Mingos here. Walks up melee range to a Cho'Gath with 250 health. That's hors d'oeuvres for this Cho'Gath. And
yeah,
then,
just straight chomping them away.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
And then just the rest of the team, super strong and not respecting the power of Mingos.
Yeah, the Mingos are just too much on top of this, and the side of Pigs Might Fly are just not respecting it. But here is Adamsuki getting locked up on the tower. The tower shot will take him out here, but now it's just a 1-for-1. Psycho Katsuga for Adamsuki. The most fed member on the side of the Mingos is already down. Top 9 Slushy getting Gabe Kotachi real low, but he is just frontlining for his life. Nathaniel Lanier on the other side, though, trying to find it. The hook comes out, does pull back to Shen. And now it's going to be a 2-for-1 for the side of the Mingos. They're feeling real good after that little play. They may have lost their jungler and their most fed member, giving away a little bit of a shutdown, but they find 2 back. So now, going to use this pressure around this mid lane to just walk over to this dragon. They do have enough lane pressure in the mid lane. They do have that push going on for them, but they do not have the health bars on their support. It's going to be up to the 3-man squad of the Mingos to try and pick down this dragon. It does look like they're going to be able to do it, though.
Yeah, no feast on the Cho'Gath, but it looks like they're going to turn on the Water Bear.
Hook comes out. Yeah, they turn straight back around. They want this fight. The Mingos are not done. They just keep going in. They've already found 2. Rally flashing over the wall. Finding the Dark Binding. Now they're trying to pick up another kill onto Dulos. They are going to be able to find the dragon, find those 3 kills. Feeling real good on this one on the day. Mingos came here to fight. They want that #1 spot, and they're aiming to just end this one early. A triple kill there for Nathaniel Lanier. Pretty good frontlining out of that Cho'Gath. Just playing complete disruption on that champion. Doing a great job so far on himself. Adamsuki still wants to fight here. This top side from the side of Mingos has 11 kills. These guys are just going absolutely ballistic for their team, and they want to make sure they're the ones carrying this one around.
When your top and your jungle are each within a stone's throw of the kills that the entire enemy team has, you know it's a good game for you, especially when that's a Hecarim and a Cho'Gath. Top Knight Slushy may be in trouble, but Psycho Getsuga is here.
Yeah, they want this fight here. It looks like Pigs Might Fly don't want to give this one away. The devastating charge onto 1, but that's going to be Shed taking down the Cho'Gath on the other side. Top Knight Slushy picks him up. Adamsuki's getting real low. The suppress comes in to pull back Rally. They're able to find 3 now. That's a pretty good play out of the side of the Pigs Might Fly. But the only thing is they don't have anything to really get from this besides this mid lane tier 1, which will open the map up a little bit, but it's not going to be the biggest objective that they need.
Yeah, they've got this tiny little minion wave. They're going to actually melee, or are they going to tank it down? They don't even get that. They take a lot of damage here.
Yeah, just getting poked in here by the volleys from Chandler Clark. While, you know, Ash might be at 1 item, those volleys still do hurt quite a bit. Nobody really having that much armor besides the Shen and Skarner. So a lot of damage dealt there by Chandler Clark. And if you get the free fire, you can survive through the dive and through like getting pulled in by the Skarner, by the Shen. You can do quite a bit of good of a job there on the Ash to just peel back, use your spacing, use that extra those extra slows on the auto attacks to just build space and make yourself stay alive in some of these team fights. And we've seen it there. He hasn't really gone down, only having that 1 death for himself, still playing very well on this Ash.
Yeah, and before that gets away from us, I do want to break down that last team fight a little bit, because Mingos, it seemed like they were getting a little bit too big for their britches. They tried to 2-man that Rift Herald, and they could probably have, you know, at least traded even or, you know, just no blood in the 2v2, but the moment that the rest of Pigs Might Fly, resetting from after they lost the last fight. The moment that they came in, it's like, okay, man, you're just not doing very well here. You're missing all of your pick tools. You don't really have the map. Like, you don't have the map pressure or the vision to capitalize on a pick here, and this is what Mingos has right now. They've got 3 different pick tools and a lot of lockdown for that. Meanwhile, on the side of Pigs Might Fly, they've got a very traditional team fighting kind of. They've got the control mage in the mid lane, they've got Peel, they've got more Peel, they've got a Skarner, and that all comes together into a really good team fight. They haven't been taking many team fights. They've been getting picked a lot. And even though Pigs Might Fly is playing these team fights well, they're always fighting a man down. This was the first team fight where they haven't been fighting a man down, and it worked out really well for them.
Yeah, it's working out pretty good for them so far. They have evened up that kill lead, and that gold lead has not grown very much at all. So Pigs Might Fly doing a pretty good job here, but they might be looking for some action here. They do flee up Saigo Kitsuga. He does get fleed up, but he has that cleanse. Uses it to get away, just dodging and sidestepping with everything he can. Now he's going to be able to pick up the kill onto Morgana. Rally goes down there. Saigo Kitsuga with the fancy feet to get away. This man's a tap dancer there in the mid lane, moving around, not getting hit by any of those skill shots from the side of the Mingos. And now they're able to use that. And honestly, Vid, I got to give a shout out to Saigo Kitsuga. This man has been playing insane in that mid lane for a losing team there so far in his game. Has just been able to get a lot of return kills, a lot of action to do with himself in that mid lane, and it's surprising here because you don't really expect that from a Victor. You really expect a Victor to just play safe into the late game, try to scale up, get some more items under his belt before he starts doing some things. But Saigo Kitsuga has done a great job at securing his team that mid lane advantage, right? Because this Morgana has not been as influential as this Victor has.
Yeah, I could not agree more. Saigo Kitsuga, really, he's drawing so much pressure. I don't know if he's like BMing them in all chat or something, but it seems like everyone's just trying to shut down this Victor. It's leaving a lot of time for the rest of Pigs Might Fly to kind of pull themselves back into this game. Top Knight Slushy has evened up the CS lead, and he's continuing to push out this top lane and drawing people to him. He has the way to get back in with the teleport and the Stand United. The others have to commit their teleport, and really having a Cho'Gath or a Morgana is going to be more important for the team fight than just having like a Stand United shield. Rift. Okay. I was like, Rift Herald, is he gonna open the mid? No. But we do have a Mountain Drake. That's important because this can even up Drakes, and it's going to make Nathaniel Lanier even tankier. He has that force of nature, so he's not going to be taking much damage from Saigo Getsuga, who's really the only person who can threaten him right now.
Yeah, the only real person who can have some kill threat, some pressure there, is that Victor in Saigo Getsuga. And you can see him just throwing down those lasers there onto the enemy team. Mingo's trying to do their best here to get away from them, but here comes the Stand United. The TV coming in from Morgana on the other side. Onslaught of Shadows onto 3 in the back line. There goes Adam Suki's. They're trying to find some more damage on the back line. They're able to find Rally real low. Nathaniel Lanier already picking the first onto the Lulu, but that's 3 members down already from the side of the Mingos. They're trying to look for some more, but actually the Mingos completely wiped that one around on the back side of that. Excuse me. The Pigs Might Fly getting absolutely wiped there. Ace now pick up that second Mountain Dragon, and now with all 4 members here, the core 4 from the side of the Mingos, able to walk over here towards this Baron here. You can already see Adam Suki starting it up, and they want this Baron as well as the Mountain Drake. Insane teamfight win as they get so much on top as well.
They're pretty low. I'm not actually sure if they're okay with Nathaniel Lanier teleporting in. They can definitely tank this, so I'm not even gonna worry about it. But that team fight, I was shaking my head when Rally went in and like didn't have a stopwatch at that point, and pretty much immediately died without getting the ult off. I kind of shook my head when Gabe Kochki ulted Skarner instead of going for the 3 clumped in the backline. He didn't even stop the impale from happening, and I kind of laughed there as Mingos took an even-numbered team fight in a corridor against a team that has so much power in the AoE by Saigo Getsuga, that has easy pick by Waterbear, and then they just won. They just like managed to win an entire team fight, killed 3 people pretty much in the blink of an eye. I barely saw what happened, and they wipe the team. They get the Baron, they get the Dragon. They're even in Drakes. They're up 6,000 gold, and now they can start pushing. They have all of the outer turrets down. They're looking to open up this map and really take control here, and it's looking good for Mingos.
Yeah, looking real good. Now, as you said, getting themselves a little bit of a Bank of America in their back pocket there with that 6,000 gold, feeling pretty good after that last fight and those 2 objective wins. And honestly, I gotta give some respect over here to the side of the Mingos. Nobody had that QSS in the last fight, so playing with some big cojones there for themselves, feeling real good there. Only Chandler Clark here on the side of the Mingos. Yes, they do have that black shield, but you always like to see that QSS tax paid from the team that's playing against the Skarner. But Water Bear honestly hasn't been able to get that many good picks here with that Impale there on the Skarner, so it's going to be up to him to try and find a pick here because almost all the members here on the side of the Mingos have a way to get out of it. You have the Onslaught of Shadows buffer, you have the QSS here now on the Ash, not to mention the Black Shield that Rally can put on anybody to just stop that from coming through. But for now, Mingo's feeling real good in this game at the 25-minute mark. Again, 6,000, almost 7,000 gold in the lead now. 3 towers up, or 2 towers up on their opponents. Those 2 mountain dragons, to say the least here. You have this big front line here between Nathaniel Lanier, Adam Suki, and Gabe Kutsachi on the side of the Mingo. So it's getting real hard to cut through these guys at this point in the game without any real penetration in your back pocket. Yes, Psycho Getsuga does have that Leandries, does have that those Void Boots to try and do some extra damage, but it's going to still be very, very hard to cut through this front line from the side of the Mingos.
Yeah, I'm wondering who, if anyone, is going to be able to do that. Because look at Robot Droid. He's got the Hail of Blades, which is great for bursting squishies, but there aren't that many squishy people on the side of Mingos. You've got Rally, you've got Chandler Clark, but both of them, they have so much self-peel. They've got peel around them. You've got the stopwatch, soon to be Azania's from Rally. It's going to be very hard for Robot Droid to actually get things done here in these team fights. And I think really the focus here, it's on Saigo Getsuga, of course, with Victor being the big consistent damage for the Pigs Might Fly, but more importantly, it needs to be Water Bear making sure that Chandler Clark and Rally are going to be paying those taxes. You know, if you can burn Azania's from a Morgana before a team fight starts, that's huge. You could actually consider winning that team fight. If you're going to do that to Ashe and just kill her outright, suddenly your worries are gone. You have no, there's no AD damage to cut through your tanky top deck slushy. We have to see what Waterbear's doing because he's really been capitalizing on overcommits from Mingos so far with those really good impales that he's gotten in. But we need to see him initiate something.
Yeah, we need to see him look for that engage, right? He has that Turbo Chem tank to try and help him out, has a flash still available. So around this dragon in about a minute here, I'm going to need to see him try and make that pick before that objective is up so they have that man advantage. But again, Vid, it's going to be so hard now, considering you have that Morgana with the Black Shield. Again, that QSS there on the Ash, those priority targets that you really want to pick off are going to be a little bit harder to get. But honestly, if you can afford to pull in a Nautilus there, burst them out before the team fight even starts, then you already have that man advantage. And while you already have used that Impale, you still have that extra bit of damage. You really only want to use that to pull somebody back in. And why not take out one member before even starting that fight up? I can see side of the Mingos though already getting the early setup around this, getting that ward control around this dragon pit. They realize it's spawning up in about 20 seconds, and Top Knife Slushy kind of glued to this top lane, can't really get out of there.
Yeah, Nathaniel Lanier had him pushed in for so long that now, I mean, he's up there to clear waves, but now at this point, he's up there to try and get 16 before this next fight. We see Mingos kind of death bushing here, but unfortunately for them, Pigs Might Fly went around the other direction. So you said there's so many safety nets on the side of the Mingos. Water Bear, he's really got to take what he can get at this point, and they don't want to give up Soul Point, but they may have to because they did get beat to the punch here in terms of vision setup, and it looks like they're just going to have to walk away.
Yeah, no real contest there from the side of Pigs Might Fly. They're kind of just stuck behind these corridors, right? You have those big ruptures there from Nathaniel Lanier. The Enchanted Crystal Arrow does come out, though. Onslaught of Shadows pull him back. Saigo Getsuga is getting ulted up now by the Shen. The Stand United comes out, but only to keep his mid laner alive, to keep him out of the threat's way, to keep him out of any real harm there. And honestly, he's not going to have that up for another minute as this Baron is spawning, so he's going to have to be kind of glued to his team here. Does throw the TP, though, so he might just be able to make it there in time if a fight breaks out. But again, that's a solid takeaway there. You get the flash out of Water Bear, not going to have it to start up a fight as we were talking about, Vid. So he's really going to only have it to just pull somebody back once the fight does start. So again, it's kind of in this weird spot here where Waterbear is stuck just playing re-engage, and the rest of his team can't do much to follow in after that. So we'll see what Pigs Might Fly can do here, because Mingos has had their number around these objectives so far. Yes, Pigs Might Fly found those a couple of team fight wins earlier, and it might have been starting to look like a comeback was happening, but now Mingos definitely had the stranglehold on this game.
Yeah, Mingos are playing the better map game here. They have Rally going down to the bot side to deal with Top Knight Slushy, and it is going to be a 5v4 here.
Oh, they are calling in Top Knight Slushy. It is here now, but nobody here yet. Water Bear not able to pull back anybody, but that's a 5-man depth charge to knock up everybody on the enemy team. But now Mingos are just running through the fight. The chance of Crystal Arrow to lock up Top Knight Slushy as well. Gabe Sashi is going to be the only member going down. The taunt does come out, but that's just too much damage down back onto him. Robo Droid on the other side just having to get away. The carries are still alive from the side of Pigs Might Fly, but it's just not enough. These guys cannot deal enough damage to cut through these big beefy boys on the side of the Mingos, and now Mingos with full control, 3 members down on the side of Pig Might Fly, can easily pick up this Baron here.
They're kind of smacking them with the gold lead here, Gundo. I mean, like, it did look like that was a really good team fight for the Pigs Might Fly, but they backed off. They backed off really quickly there and really just left Doulos to dry. Water Bear and Doulos are the only two that just couldn't get away there, and both of them died. When Doulos goes down, all of your healing has just evaporated from the side of Pigs Might Fly, and Mingos were able to run them down. They've got a lot of gold in their pockets. They've got a lot of tanky stats on Nathaniel Lanier, Adam Suki, and Gabe Kochki went so low in that team fight. He was the focus for Water Bear and Top Knight Slushy at the beginning there, and just drew so much aggro that Mingos were able to just take over this game, give Rally time to get in there, and just kind of nullify that man disadvantage. So now 10,000 gold lead, a second Baron in their pocket. They're on Soul Point. They've got a 5-tower lead. They've taken every non-base tower. So I think we're gonna see this 4-1 and just shove this into the inhibitors.
Yeah, with full control of the map. Honestly, Mingos have never really taken their foot off the gas here. Have just been letting it go. Have been wailing on the enemy team here on Pigs Might Fly with their wallets almost the entire game. So carrying themselves an early 3,000 gold lead. Even Robot Droid having to just get away here. And not use the ultimate just yet, but he's taking a whole lot of damage. He's going to have to use it now, but he still gets chopped. There he goes. That feast comes out. Call that Thanksgiving because he's going to be turned into mincemeat like a turkey. But now we might see Nathaniel Lanier just go down here, but this guy is just too tanky. Nobody can do damage to this choke ass. Man, that's a whole lot of health still on that giant dinosaur monster. But now the rest of the team here from the Mingos is able to find the engage here. Onslaught of Shadows into the back line. That's all 4 members fleet up there. They get scared away. Now Adam Suki's just running them down, using the extra move speed with the phase rush and the ghost to run through the enemy team. Only 2 members are left alive here from the side of Pigs Might Fly, and this just might be the death coffin that Mingos needed to end this game.
Yeah, Mingos, they were not messing around. They came in here to win, and they did it. They got this beautiful pick comp. They executed on it so well, built their leads, and then ended up just out team fighting Pigs Might Fly by the end. And look at that, they're just still managing to snipe these guys, take them out. The bot lane of Pigs Might Fly wasn't. How long did he tank Fountain Laser there?
That was at least like 4 seconds, man. That man was sitting in that fountain for a minute.
That's not kosher.
Mingos are able to pick up the win. Honestly, made it look pretty easy after the 25-minute mark. And Pigs Might Fly not able to come out on the day. So Pigs Might Fly staying at 5-1 here, while the Mingos will upgrade and go to 6-0, undefeated so far. Feeling real good going into the playoffs here.
Yeah, the Mingos will lock themselves for first place, even if they lose in week 9, and if the Pigs win, they still have the head-to-head. So congratulations to Mingos for taking first seed here for the Ascended Conference. You'll be playing against the 4th seed coming in from the Darkins. But that's not all. We still have one more game for you today. AoE Crowd Control takes on MG Moon in our next game. So don't go anywhere, because this one is also going to be a banger. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are here with our second and final game of the day between AOE Crowd Control and MG Moon.
Yeah, and it should be another pretty good banger here, Vid. I'm excited to see what these teams bring here. AOECC and MG Moon both here at 3-2, so another tie-breaking game. Both of these wanting to get the head-to-head over each other, so they're going to want to come out swinging in this one. But for now, it's not looking like these guys are wanting to do anything crazy right now. So we'll just run down the teams real quick over there on AOECC. We got Flaming Thunder up there in the top lane playing the Orange, Sleeping Giant in the jungle playing Graves over there, Agopa in the mid lane playing Victor, Ezedris down there in the bot lane with Jake Core playing that Sivir and Braum combo.
Meanwhile, on the red side, MG Moon, we got Mr. Sandman playing the set, doing the setups. Gandolphins in the jungle on Olaf, Admiral Anarchy in the mid lane on Diana, and the bot lane, Sauced Hunt and 29 Rosebud on Jinx and Galio.
Yeah, and it's pretty standard matchups across the board here. A little bit of danger there for the Graves against that Olaf there. It's going to be a little bit hard to, farm with that guy on the other side. So we'll see if Gandolphins can do anything against that. For now, just standard starts again, 5 points for both teams. Just wanted to look for this. And honestly, Vid, we've seen AOECC in a couple weeks ago, I believe. They looked pretty good there. They looked like they wanted to fight early. They had pretty good advantages early on. So we'll see if they can do it again in this game. But opting in for a little bit more of a standard team composition that likes to scale here. You have that Ornn, you have that Graves, not to mention the Victor and Sivir there. All chambers that like to get to the late game before they can start completely 1v9ing. But we'll see if they can do it here. They are up against a team that wants to go early, that wants to brawl here. You got that Diana and the set there to gank for if you are Gandolphin. So we'll see if he gets onto the map early, as Admiral Anarchy is already starting to get a little bit of a CS lead, or a little bit of early push, excuse me, in that mid lane.
Yeah, I like the team comp here for MG Moon. You said that they've got triple scaling lanes here on the side of AOECC, and they've got Graves, who, while he is a very good duelist, he can help come in, gank, and bully people out. He's not really one of those like super meta, super strong early game junglers that we're seeing who can actually farm and then still gank and get all of the, the junglers that can do everything. He's just Graves. He's just a man with a shotgun. Then on the side of MG Moon, look at just Mr. Sandman is going to be able to bully out Flaming Thunder so hard in the early game. Meanwhile, Gandolphins with the Olaf just has a ton of damage. He can run people down with that undertow. Admiral Anarchy is going to have a field day here against Agopa if Agopa ever moves forward. And then Sauced Hunt is like they're scaling. So, they're level 6, they're level 18, 4-item Jinx win condition. Yep. I believe that a Jinx can actually beat this team comp as long as he's got that peel.
Yeah, as long as Galio stands in front of him, as long as Mr. Sandman and Gandolphins make that space for him, you can definitely 1v9 this if you are Sauced Hunts there, but we'll see if they can get that done, get that Jinx to the late game, or even propel him early on in this game. Graves so far getting a little bit better in this bot lane matchup. Again, Dolphins on the top side here, looking for the gank here. Those undertows are slowing down Flaming Thunder. He's trying to get away. A lot of damage coming out. The flash is going to come out to get him to safety, but Flaming Thunder almost goes down there and has to pull a flash too.
Yeah, Flaming Thunder not having the flash, but Sleeping Giant in the mid lane now.
Yeah, he's in the mid lane here looking for the damage. He's getting a lot of it down onto Admiral Anarchy. Can't get over the wall just yet. First blood over there to Sleeping Giant. Chases him down with the red buff. But Gandolphins wants the blood, wants the action. He is chasing down Sleeping Giant, but Sleeping Giant doesn't realize that the set is around. Gandolphins is healing so much with that healing on the W, but that's going to be a flash for flash between the junglers here. And now Flaming Thunder wants some more action. He's in a 1v2 right now. The rest of his team is walking up through the river here. Mr. Sandman might be in a bad spot. Flashes away in the wrong place. Sleeping Giant already picks up a second kill on this Graves. And we were talking about how this Graves might have a little bit of trouble with farming against Gandolphins, but so far he might even find the third. Oh, the red buff just barely doesn't take him down. But again, this Graves feeling real good after those skirmishes.
Yeah, I mean, that was a lot. That was a lot all at once. Gandolphins, he walks up and tries to 1v1 Sleeping Giant. Graves has a great time into an Olaf here in these pre-6 levels, because when he's got the red buff, he can just slow him down, kite him as best he can. Of course, the undertow is still a potential here for that Olaf, but it's not strong or reliable enough that you can actually get Graves, catch him, kill him. You can't run people down like that when you're Olaf. Then they almost win the 2v2. They almost get it. Mr. Sandman and Gandolfin's teaming up on Sleeping Giant, but then the mid lane and the top lane collapse in because Admiral Anarchy was dead, walking back to lane. It just kind of compiles on itself, and Sleeping Giant now ends up 2-0. He's not going to have any trouble with that Olaf anymore, no siree. And Flaming Thunder, kind of the MVP of itemization here, pulling that early Bramble Vest, stops Mr. Sandman's healing with the passive, also stops Gandolfin's healing with his W and Conqueror. So just all around, really good for AoE CC already.
Yeah, looking pretty good for them so far in this game. And we're talking about early game leads for them at the start of this match, and looks like they're already off to it. They have almost 2,000 gold in the lead, about 1 point. I can't do math really that well, so 1.6-ish, 1.4 now, around that mark. They're feeling pretty good for themselves at this point in the game, and it's only 6 minutes into the game, and you already have your Graves ballooning his gold lead quite a bit. Is still catching up in farm, is still managing to even take away those Krugs over there on the top side. And now he's pinging towards his top side. We'll see if he can get this gank off. So far, he's just walking into the lane, use that smoke screen to get some extra pressure on Mr. Sandman. Not going to be the most, but at least you relieve some pressure on that Ornn, further allow him to extend that CS lead in that top lane.
Yeah, you're playing for your Ornn to get a nice, comfortable lane here. Of course, Mr. Sandman, he can do a lot in terms of bullying out that Ornn, but Flaming Thunder, he's a good Ornn player. I'm sure that he'll be able to keep himself nice and safe, not get punished too hard. I mean, he's got a 20 CS lead, so he's not really in that much trouble right now. Really, what I want to see now is Sleeping Giant kind of keep this Victor ahead, make sure that he's doing well against this Diana, and just let his team carry him, because it seems like they've done really well in the early game.
Oh, Moonfall comes out to try and pull back his Edris. He's already really quite low. Gandalfin's not able to find a kill, though. Sleeping Giant picks up his third of the game. Now they're trying to push him into this Dragon Pit. Here comes Mr. Sandman, though. Still not the level 6, though. Can't really do anything here. The Haymaker comes out, trying to find some extra damage. Now making a double kill for the Graves. He's trying to look for the triple. They can't find the knock up there. On to 29 Rosebud, but at the end of the day, you still pick up 2 more kills. This Graves is off into the races mid. Sleeping Giant wants to carry this game, has 4 kills in his pocket. This man is very, very rich on this Graves so far, and it's only 7 minutes into the game.
It's 7 minutes into the game. Graves is 4-0. Sivir didn't even die. Okay, Sleeping Giant, you're...
All right.
What
might be throwing his lead away, though, here, and he does get shut down by the Olaf. Might just be who you want the gold on. Would have been a little bit on Soft Hunt there to propel him to the late game, but it'll be just fine on Gandolfins as well. He is now against 4 people here. Wants this Rift Herald. He is going to smite it away, so feeling pretty good there after that one. Oh, Ornn is chasing here. Is able to get the knockup back onto Admiral Anarchy. Can't do anything to get away. A solo kill in the mid lane between Flaming Thunder and Admiral Anarchy. But an interesting choice here by Gandolfins to continue to chase there. Has to even blow the Ragnarok to stay alive. Didn't know what he was thinking walking into that 1v3. Maybe he just wanted to kill out his Edris, but is not able to do it, and now he doesn't have his Ragnarok available.
So MVP of that last team fight, it was Braum passive. They stunned so many people. Gandolfins wasn't able to get on top of his Edris because of it. They did so well keeping everyone away from their carries. J-Core actually walked headfirst into the enemy team to pull pressure away from Agopa, because Agopa was coming around the side of the pit. J-Core was coming out of it, and he wanted to make sure that no one was jumping on top of that Victor immediately. Gave time for Flaming Thunder to came in. They cleaned up 3 kills. 2 kills. Sleeping Giant got both of them, and then Flaming Thunder with the solo kill on the back end. Of course, Sleeping Giant handed that next kill over to Gandolfins, a 400 gold extra shutdown, which is a little bit question mark ping there. But at least it's on the Olaf. As you said, Jinx wants that way more, and if Jinx got a 700 gold shutdown, I've seen that happen before, that she can actually snowball that hard off of 1 kill.
Yeah, for sure. That Jinx, especially now with those buffs she got at the start of Season 11, is very, very strong in the current meta, especially with items under her belt. We saw Admiral Anarchy walking up to that top side, trying to look for some revenge onto Flaming Thunder. Does not really get that gank off like he wants. So Flaming Thunder is just fine up there on the top side, even gets the reset. Now able to just continue back to his lane like nothing ever happened, and is building quite a bit of armor here. Diana there in the mid lane really being the only magic damage threat on the side of MG Moon over here. So smart adaptation in the items there, as you were talking about earlier, by Rolling Thunder, getting that early healing reduction as well as the extra armor to deal with this set. But overall, MG Moon not doing the greatest at the 10-minute mark here. Have been losing out quite a bit on these skirmishes. Again, that Graves is still on 4 kills. Sleeping Giant feeling real good. And now he might just be in the wrong side of the map here. Goes over the wall here, but Admiral Anarchy pulls back 3 with the Moonfall. He's able to find a lot of damage. J-Core Core is the first to go down. Sawstun picks up that one. Ragnarok comes out to try and force some more damage. Again, Dolphins is able to run him down. He finds it. Double kill. Now on the Olaf there. Just completely runs through the bot lane of AOECC, and now with this extra pressure on the bot side, they reversal that gold lead and are able to look for this dragon here, which they are very, very easily going to be able to pick up.
AOECC, they got a little bit too hypey. Sleeping Giant caught out again as Admiral Anarchy rotates to the bot lane. Right after that, suddenly J-Core jumps in to try and save his jungler. You should have just left him, man, because what ends up happening is that you get triple killed there. You know, Gandalfins with the Ragnarok, they actually popped the Braum passive on him while he was still in the Ragnarok. I saw Sleeping Giant hesitating a little bit, but Izedris popped it, and they don't stun him because he's immune to CC. And now MG Moon, they're looking a lot better. They're only 800 gold down. Of course, they don't have scaling on their side here, but Jinx managed to get a kill onto Braum. Jinx now has 3 assists and is very close to finishing that Kraken Slayer. So now Izedris may be sweating a little bit because he had a fairly easy lane all through the beginning because Jinx just couldn't do much to him. But now Jinx has gold in her pockets.
Yeah, she does have the gold that she needs. That return charge does come out. The 4-man squad here from AOECC is able to just push down onto them, onto the side of MG Moon's mid-tier 1. And while they're not able to pick up that mid-tier 1, they are able to get that extra gold from the plates there. Again, going back down to this bot lane matchup, that Jinx with the gold is going to feel a lot better than that Sivir with the gold. You just get so much extra range with your Q there, with the extra damage as well. You can do so much to maneuver yourself around these team fights. And when you have the Mr. Sandman or 29 Rosebud just standing in front of you like this, it can be quite hard for the enemy team to get on top of you. There's no real dive threats on the side of AOECC, so getting onto Sauce Hunt is still going to be quite a difficult task. You can see still only the bot lane there from MG Moon are the only 2 members that have not died on their team yet, so feeling pretty good and pretty safe down there on that bot side so far. And now this Sleeping Giant is not doing as well as he was earlier. Gandalfins is still able to fight him down. That Stridebreaker comes out to try and continue the chase. Ragnarok comes out as well, and Sleeping Giant, he will get healed up by Izedris. He's trying to get away now, but he might be in the worst spot of his life. The shutdown goes over to the Sivir, and while gold might be given away there, it's still not really who you... well, it's actually one of the core members you want that gold on if you are the side of AOECC over there. So, you know, Gandalfin's getting a little too hypey on that bot side.
Yeah, this is getting to the battle of junglers. They're really just getting themselves leads, tossing them back at the enemy team, getting themselves leads, and they're giving them to the ADCs here. They're, you know, taking a lot of kills for themselves and then handing over their shutdowns over to these ADCs. So Izedris is, you know, going to be a lot better, feeling a lot better. He's already got the 20 CS lead against Sauce Hunt, found himself a shutdown, whereas Sauce Hunt's kill was just a normal kill. It's looking a lot better here now for AOECC.
Oh, the Moonfall pulls him back, but here comes the hero's entrance to knock up 3, or excuse me, that's 2. Now here on the other side of Mr. Sandman pulls him back into the waiting arms of the victor as well. He's going down with the chase. Admiral Anarchy just goes in as well. That's a double kill for Mr. Sandman, and that's 3 members down from the side of AOECC. They didn't want that fight at all. They were just looking for the blue buff, and they completely wiped off the table there from the side of MG Moon. Now, in about a minute 40, this dragon will up, and now the side of MG Moon have this pressure around this objective. Even the pings coming down to clear the rest of the camps on this bot side. So MG Moon feeling real good after that skirmish down there on the bot side.
You know, I really need to get a plaque or something for Best Caster Curse NA, because I consistently do this. Oh, J-Core dodging away from a lot of CC there. He might have actually died with how strong Olaf is right now.
Yeah, it's Olaf 3-3-3. 9 is his addition. Well, I don't know where I was going with that vid, but this Olaf is very, very strong at this point in the game as well. You know, hasn't hit that point where he just falls off a cliff. Is still quite strong. Had that stride breaker completed, and with the help of Ragnarok and Flash, you can definitely run some people down. It's going to be up to the side of AOECC there to keep their carries alive. And for J-Core Core here, it's going to be very important for him to get those passives off on the priority targets, right? You need to build some space for his Edris. You need Sleeping Giant to have somebody to hit. And if you're not doing that as J-Core Core, luckily he has been able to do it in the last few fights. But if you're not able to do it or not get it out consistently, you can have some trouble maneuvering your way around some of these fights. So it's been nice to see that he's been playing it safe, playing it right around his bot side there. We saw him do it just there where he dodges away with the jump there from the Braum. And it's really just coming down to a game of inches here. Only 1,000 gold really, excuse me, like, yeah, exactly, like almost 1,000 gold separating these two teams. And now with the mid push here, MG Moon might just have it, but Admiral Anarchy might have been caught sleeping. On the other side he goes, but is able to get away with barely any help left. The rest of his team is here to try and support him. Horn comes out, not able to find anybody to knock up just yet except for the set there, but Sleeping Giant is getting quite low as well. On the other side here, Sauced Hunt is still perfectly healthy as well as Gandalfin, so the two members that are going to need to go down have not really taken any damage just yet. The rest of the teams here, both of them posturing around this objective. We'll see who decides to pull the trigger. For now, both teams just posturing, puffing out their chest, wanting to make it look like a boxing match, not wanting to bite down at all. Gandalfin's here with those undertows straight through the enemy team, trying to stop some backs. Does not catch out Flaming Thunder there, but for now, both teams are just going to back off, try and get some extra health back in their pockets, or back in their bars, and walk back towards this dragon. But for now, still posturing are the side of AOECC. Gandalfin is quite low though. This could just be the fight that AOECC need. Flaming Thunder is running straight through the enemy team. And the Sandman is in the front line, does decide to pull him back. Here's Admiral Anarchy in the back line here. Hero's entrance on top of that. Gandalfin's already takes down the first. Diana taking down the second. We'll see if they can find some more damage. That making that the third. Jinx flashes into nothing at all, but they're able to find the team fight win. 3 kills in their back pocket. And the side of MG Moon are feeling good after that one, Vid.
Really, really good team fight here for MG Moon. Really good sense by them to continue pressuring this dragon. They could have just reset, but AOECC, they were there, but AOECC didn't respect the fact that they just had no ult economy. They used all 5 of their ults just to get the one from Admiral Anarchy, and they end up paying for it big time because they don't have any of their ultimates when it comes to that fight. After Flaming Thunder teleports in, he uses that chem tank to get into the center of the team, and he can't do anything about it. He can't Horn from downtown. He can't get any follow-up. He doesn't have the on the hunt from Sivir, I think is one of the biggest parts, so they just get run down. Gandalfins goes ahead and finds himself another kill. Sauced Hunt gets that reset and ends up just popping off, going nuts. And now MG Moon at 3 Drakes. They have that soul point thanks to the early priority from Gandalfins. They have a gold lead. They have a tower lead until just about right now. And they have a kill lead.
Yeah, feeling pretty good after that last fight there, Vid. The leads are just starting to stack up here for the side of MG Moon, and while they may have fallen down a little bit in the early game, we were talking about at the 7-minute mark how Sleeping Giant had those 4 kills in his pocket, how he might be able to carry this game, but Dolphin's doing a pretty good job for themselves to make this comeback at the 18-minute mark. Now having the better objective control around the map as well. You can see the side of MG Moon already posturing around the Rift Herald here. They might go for it, but you can already see them pinging off of it. They don't really want to risk dying here around this Baron with only a minute until it's available. So they back off of it, which is a smart move here by the side of MG Moon. They don't want to risk dying there, having to use ultimates as well. So the side of MG Moon playing this one smart, and I was talking about how Gandalfin has been the better at securing these objectives for his team, and so far it's been what's winning them these fights, really. They have the early push onto those objectives, they have the lanes pushed up, they have the vision control around it, and they're securing these objectives just fine for themselves. So now with Soul Point in their back pocket, and 20 minutes on the mark, the side of AOECC are going to have to make a choice, whether to give up that Baron or whether to give up that Dragon. So it's going to be up to the side of MG Moon to just try and apply that pressure around those two objectives come the spawn of this Baron.
Yeah, MG Moon in a really good spot, as you said. They've got the Soul Point, they've got the Baron spawning in 10 seconds. Neither team's really strong enough to do it though, so that will sit for a little bit. And now MG Moon can just say, okay, well, you can go ahead and get Baron because we've got a Jinx for clear. We've got, you know, that set Haymaker. So we're going to be able to clear somewhat against these minions. We won't lose that much, and we will have an Ocean Soul in our pockets. Ocean Soul, of course, being the best that it possibly could in this game. Everyone on the side of AoECC is having to buy this healing reduction. They've got 2 Executioners and a Bramble Vest already. It will do a lot, but I'm not sure if it'll do enough. And now, Flaming Thunder, maybe a little bit picked here in the bot side.
Yeah, on the wrong side of the map, but does have that Turbo Chem tank to give him some extra move speed to get away. It's just fine. Use that blast gun to get away. And I like that Gandalfins and Mr. Sandman not really hard committing to that. They don't really need to get that pick on the Ornn there. They do lose that tower in the mid lane there from the side of MG Moon. So the side of AoECC will have the pressure around this Baron so far. But here is Admiral Anarchy sitting in the wings. Might be looking just for an engage there. But he's just going to back away. Pushes him off the Baron there. Does not want to let them get any vision control around that. Double Zeal there. They're available for the side of the Jinx. Sauce Hunt having a lot of crit in his back pocket, so those fish bones will be starting to hurt once they do start coming out.
Yep, the big crit rockets, the double Zeal contributing to more attack speed. Attack speed, of course, being Jinx's bread and butter here because she can exceed the cap there with lethal tempo and with her Get Excited. So it doesn't really matter how much attack speed you build as long as you're under 2.5 with 3 stacks of your minigun. You're not wasting anything. All of this crit is what she lives for. The crit rockets, as you said, Fishbones is chunking here. You don't really want to, you want to finish your Runaans, but you don't need to finish your Runaans with you're still taking good team fights. You're still getting priority over these objectives. They just need to focus on that now because with 23 seconds, neither team has made a move toward that Ocean Drake, and it looks like AoECC is actually going to beat MG Moon to the punch. MG Moon's had such good dragon control for so long in this game. What are they doing not doing anything about this? They're not even moving to the Baron. So they're actually going to be walking into an Ornn with ult into a Dragon Pit, which is pretty much the worst place.
They have a lot of pressure around them, but here comes the Olaf. He's running straight through. He tries to find it, but he's not able to get the smite off in time. They are going to be able to get the hero's entrance onto 2. Already goes down Olaf, but here is the Ornhorn trying to pocket off 4. They do find him in the back line. Mr. Sandman is in the front. Admiral Anarchy as well. He's trying to find the damage. Flaming Thunder is just knocking him up. They already found 1. The Brock goes down first. Mr. Sandman trying to find the damage. Sleeping Giant on the backside, trying to stay alive. He does get the auto attack off to stay and kill the rest of the team. Here is what AoECC wanted. Sauce Hunt still alive here. He's looking for the fight, but he's not able to do anything just yet. But so far, it's a 3 for 4 on the side of AoECC, and they get the dragon as well, so they will stay alive longer in this game. They don't give up the soul, and now going to be able to just push out this mid lane and get some resets off on their ADC and top laner.
Every 5 minutes here for AoECC is going to be a game saver because the Ocean Soul is just so strong. You've got a couple of different Executioners items, but I'm really not sure that that's going to be enough to deal with the Olaf healing, the Set healing and shielding, Jinx just pumping out damage, and she won't even need a defensive item, a healing item at least in this case, but AoECC, I mean, they kind of went in with one goal in mind in that fight. You saw them just rush down the dragon. Sleeping Giant managed to beat Gandalfins to the punch there and get the dragon before him, and they kind of lost a little bit rotating out of that fight. Sleeping Giant kills Gandalfins, but he's alone, and then Flaming Thunder says, wait a minute, dude, they're running all toward us in one straight line. He ults them back. That's kind of where the team fight turns. A lot happens after that, and the fight takes a very long time to finally come to a climax, but it's a 4 for 3. AoECC now sitting much prettier. 10 to 13 is the kill score instead of that like 6 to 13 that we were seeing, or 6 to 10 that we were seeing a little bit ago. It looks much better for them now. They're about 500 gold in the lead, which really isn't much, but they still have the scaling game on their side. Ornn finally getting those Ornn items, and he's upgrading mythics now. We haven't seen Ornn in a long time in the GRLCS, but now that he's upgrading mythics, they're actually really, really good. He doesn't upgrade 2 of his own anymore, but he still upgrades the broken-ass chem tank to an even brokener-asser chem tanker.
Yeah, getting him those extra sets will always be what makes Ornn insane. He's able to give so much gold over to his team by really just scaling into the game. So very strong is Ornn at this point in time. As you were talking about, he's giving away those items now. But the 20-minute mark has been hit 5 minutes ago, and nobody's really even been looking at this Baron. So maybe the side of MG Moon's a little bit scared to start that one up, as the side of AOECC over there have quite a good team fight composition over there. They're just able to walk through, set up around these corridors, and if you can line things up like that last fight with that Ornn Horn, you can definitely turn the tides of a team fight with just one ability. So it's going to be really up to the side of MG Moon to be pulling these triggers, trying to look for their fights. And while we saw again Dolphins fly straight into the Baron pit or into the Dragon pit earlier and try to get that objective down, it can be quite hard to deal with the rest of the team if you're just trying to 1v5 that one. So I'd like to see a little bit better of an execution there. Maybe Mr. Sandman and Admiral Anarchy going in with him just to dive down onto the back line, or even just pull that Ornn into the back line if you are Mr. Sandman. So it's going to be hard to do these team fights now at this 25-minute mark, now that the side of AOECC are hitting these core item spikes. You're seeing the Luden's Echo plus Zanyas. You're seeing the Gale Force plus Essence Reaver on the Sivir. That Chem Tank to just give you those extra stats on the Ornn. And Admiral Anarchy has been waiting in this push for a while. Jacob Core might be just in a bad spot, locked up here. Ragnarok does come out from the Olaf, but really they could not find the fight that they wanted as Endress gets low. But all they could do is get his HP bar low in a bad spot there. So he might need to reset here, but the rest of the team from AOECC are around to try and contest this Baron.
Yeah, fantastic escape by Izedris. The On the Hunt really isn't as impactful as that Diana Moonfall will be. Dolphins, meanwhile, like these are very low cooldowns, and both teams have been playing this super slow. 40 seconds until this Ocean Drake comes up. It's another fight for AOECC's life, but they will have time. The On the Hunt won't be available, but do you really need it to be? And it looks like... Okay, the Immortal Shield Bow has just been upgraded by Flaming Thunder, so Sleeping Giant, he will be hitting a little harder, healing a little bit more, and now 20 seconds, and MG Moon, he's got an MG, will have the first punch here on the Dragon Pit. They now control the flow of this Dragon fight. Flaming Thunder coming around for a bit of a flank, but Ornns don't flank super well, and they already spotted him, so he can't get a surprise ultimate. Both of them now on even ground here as they walk in, and I think the poke does go in favor of AOECC.
Yeah, AOECC getting the better of that for now. The rest of their team is just not in the right spot. You can see Ornn down here on the bot side of that pit, not even really showing himself yet, trying to stay hidden in the wings here. And you really just want that Ornn to stand in front of your team here if you are the side of AOECC. But for now, still trying to look for that flank here. Flaming Thunder just wanting to go around, poke his head around. And Dolphins now might be looking to push down onto him. They don't have the Ornn in the right spot here, but the side of AOECC might just be in the right spot that they need to be. So the rest of their team here is just standing around this dragon. Nobody really wants to start it up. A little bit of hesitation from both these teams to really commit to a team fight. And Vid, it's really going to be up to them to pull the trigger here, because in a few seconds here, one of these teams is going to decide to make the play happen. And it doesn't really look like any of them want to commit at all.
Yeah, they're playing this so slow, as I was saying. They both have an Ocean Drake, so they're both healing up this, this missing health. Now that Rift Scuttler will go over to AOECC. We still have that Ornn coming around.
Oh, there you go. Admiral Anarchy with the first punch on this fight here. Admiral Anarchy does pull him in. Mr. Sandman into the back line, pulls back the Ornn as well. Again, Dolphins picks up the first. Ornn picks up the second there onto Rosebud. Now it's a 2-for-2 so far. The mid jungle and AD carry there from the side of AOECC still alive, pushing down, while only the mid jungle and top laner are alive for the side of MG Moon. And now this might be what AOECC needed. They don't have a jungle to contest here, so they're going to be able to pick up this second dragon for themselves.
Yeah, and Sauced Hunt didn't have the Super Mega Death Rocket either. That is something that can absolutely steal a dragon just like that. So the fact that Sauced Hunt used that during the fight, I mean, both teams blew everything that they possibly had fighting for their lives there. And as you said, it was a 2-for-2, but AOECC comes out on top because they have the smite available. And Izedris, he's very strong. He does so much damage to the squishy members that were left, and Admiral Anarchy, with no mana, he's not able to get on top there. So a one-team fight for AOECC. They delayed this timer 5 more minutes. It's going to be almost 35 minutes when the scaling power is in full full effect here for AoECC. Flaming Thunder certainly going to have another Ornn item available for one of his carries. I'd love to see that on the Gale Force for Ezedris, because this game is going late for sure. Neither team is really taking the initiative to start these fights, because AoECC, they know that the gold is still very close, and that the later it goes, the better chance they have of winning. So they keep pushing it. MG, they don't have that many engage tools. Admiral Anarchy needs a flank, or Gandalfins needs to run his face right at all of the damage of AoECC, and I don't think that's very smart at this stage of the game. Olaf's a cannon minion. It's 30 minutes already, and Olaf has 2 items.
Yeah, this Olaf has hit that point where he just falls off the cliff. So far, you can see already almost 3 items on the carries from the side of AoECC there. It'll be very, very hard to just stay alive if you are Gandalfins. Does have that stair gauge to try and stay alive a little longer, but it's still going to be very, very difficult if you are that Olaf running into the 5 members of the enemy team. It's going to be really up to Sauce Hunt, still the only deathless member in this game, to just try and get those pot shots out, try and get those resets, because at this point in the game, it's just looking like it's going to be frontline versus frontline, and whoever survives the damage from the carries is going to be the one that wins the fight. So very important for Ezedris and Ogopa to stay alive, as well as Sauce Hunt, really the only consistent damage source on his team, Admiral Anarchy really being there for that burst there. So we might be able to see a combo here by Mr. Sandman and Admiral Anarchy, as we saw earlier in the game, where these 2 big flankers just flank in and just destroy the enemy backline. But so far, they haven't really been able to do that in the last few fights. They just haven't been able to find the opportunities. We saw Admiral Anarchy start things off by himself with that flash engage and the moonfall, but it just wasn't enough damage coming out initially to take down the front line and some of the core members there on the side of AoECC, so they ended up losing that fight. So J-Core here has done a pretty good job of peeling for the Sivir, as well as the Gopa there in that mid lane. So he's going to need to continue that calm play, just peeling back, setting up those glacial fissures once you do get dived on, as well as getting that Braum passive on the key members. So I'd like to see him set up this vision control as he's doing right now, closer to this Barren Pit, and around this next dragon, because if you manage to get those 3 ocean dragons on your side, you're going to be in a very good spot come the later game, considering your composition already.
Yeah, I loved what AoECC and J-Core in particular are doing here. Baron may be a purple worm, but in this scenario, he is a red herring. Both teams are kind of posturing around it, and AoECC is continuing to hold the vision line there right at the entrance to the river on the red side, because they know that they can take it really quickly, and they're moving forward.
Yeah, they want this fight. On the Hunt is used as Ezedris Q's in there, not able to get that much down with that boomerang volley there on the Sivir, but they are able to force the flash out there from Sauce Hunt. So while he may not go down, he's not going to have that safety tool for the next fight at all. It is going to be a much difficult fight there if you don't have that flash to get away there from some of the carries on the side of AoECC. And now Flaming Thunder is trying to find something here on the bot side, but the 2 members are chasing him down. But it looks like the side of AoECC want nothing to do with that fight. They're just pushing down onto the inhibitor. Diana on the bot side, though, or on the top side, they're looking for the towers there. While they just may have forced out a couple of engages there, a lot of ultimates have been used from the side of MG Moon. And 29 Rosebud is just not tanky at all. It just gets absolutely destroyed there. While Diana is pushing down on the top side, is able to find a lot of damage onto those towers. Gandalfins might be going down. Collateral damage comes out. Zanius comes out to barely keep him alive. Here is 29 Rosebud, taunts up 2, but is not able to do any real damage there. Ultra Mega Death Rocket comes out, but it doesn't mean anything at all. The rest of the team from MG Moon are just not able to do anything. Sauce Hunt might be going down here. He does go down in the end. Sleeping Giant is on fire, finds another one. 9, 4, and 4 with the triple kill. Diana is pushing onto the base. This might just be the base race vid, but it looks like MG Moon just don't have the members to do it. The rest of the side from AoECC are just pushing onto the Nexus. They end the game, and now it will secure themselves a higher seeding against MG Moon in the playoffs.
That was such a long, drawn out, calculated, both teams almost playing scared, I would say, with the respect that they showed for each other. And then such an uncharacteristic, explosive end. A beautiful play by Azedris to get Sauced Hunt's flash, force him to back, and then the entire game ended from there. AoECC pushed forward, got 2 towers and an inhibitor the moment that Flaming Thunder drew enough pressure into the bot side. Mr. Sandman and Gandalfins went down there, and that was when they said, okay, we can end, because we know that Admiral Anarchy doesn't have a teleport, and he's pushing on top side. He cannot get back in time. They engage a fight. They don't go for that dragon, and they end up winning the fight in spades. They don't lose a single member, and they end the game.
Yeah, Vid, and that was just a clean team fighting there. You saw Zedris and Agopa almost go completely untouched. You can see their health bars over there, still very, very healthy. And Sleeping Giant just popping off in that last fight there, going in, collateral damaging, forcing out Gandalfin's stopwatch there to try and stay alive. But again, it was just clean team fighting from the side of AoECC at the end there, and they made that last fight look easy. While they had been losing those 3 dragons early on, they reversed those last 2, get the team fight wins. They find the Barons, and they're able to use it to end this game. And honestly, that was just clean play from the side of AoECC going into these last couple of weeks in the playoffs. So it's going to be up to them to continue that momentum forward and just secure themselves like cleaner play, cleaner objective control. Because when it came to these team fights, they looked very, very good.
Yeah. They're looking good. They're feeling good. Of course, they will be going up against one of the 2 high seeds on the Darken Conference, but that is something to think about for 2 weeks from now. Next week, they've got one more game, and we're going to see if they can win it for themselves, or if it's going to be a bit of a slog, if we're going to have to go down to these tiebreakers between that 3-way tie between MG Moon, AoECC, and the third team in the tiebreaker, who's Reign of Kings. So that's a talk for another day. So don't worry, everybody. We're not going to bore you with that. For now, thank you for watching the Ascended Conference of the GRLCS Season 14, Week 8. I've been Vid, joined by Gundo, and we will see you next week.
See y'all around.